Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio, ready to deliver another morning of radio superbity. And all of you that think that all the new revelations about Petraeus and now Governor Allen and Jill Kelly, who also, by the way, happens to be the same name of somebody in the porn business, and all this other stuff, like, if it would have made a difference, are you kidding me? You know, I crack up at anybody that says, well, they held this till after the election. Oh, like the blacks, Hispanics, women, young people didn't have enough reason to vote against Barack Obama. I can tell you this. It could have been revealed during the last week of election that Michelle Obama and Barack Obama were throwing freaking orgies at the White House. He would have won re-election. It's that simple. It doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Lots going on as always. The most important breaking news that we have is Farrah Fawcett is hung.
Right in front of me. How did that happen? It's
right in front of me. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, you remember the Farrah poster, that burnt Texas orange swimsuit. It is hanging on the walls of the studio. I never owned one. Right next to Bruce Springsteen. You know what to look at her? Look at Bruce Springsteen's butt.
There's a notebook in the way. Can Matthew McConaughey be right next to her?
Yes, we're going to put Matthew McConaughey right next to her.
Well, I'll survive that.
He'll be coming soon.
Okay. I just don't drool like you guys do.
I'm not doing any drooling.
I have to get you guys some bibs.
I don't drool.
How'd you miss that this morning, Garrett? I want to know. I don't get. I mean, I came in, saw it first thing, and was like,
I didn't see. I don't notice things.
And I just want to say, everybody, right now, if you say anything bad about Trisha Mackey, the Bulldog Mafia is coming after you.
Who could say anything bad?
Man, we got Trisha Mackey's
really
back.
Screwed up.
She did not. You better watch it, young man. Captains do get whacked by other captains. You know how that. You've watched enough movies, haven't you?
I know the chain of command.
All right, man. In 1875, Harvard-Yale played the first college football contest with uniforms. What the hell did they wear before then?
Yeah, really.
Scrubs.
Back in the old leather helmet days.
In 1942, the minimum draft age was lowered from 21 to 18. They didn't have enough 19 and 20-year-olds to, throw in there to get killed, so they had to lower it. Ooh, this is disgusting. 1952, fake fingernails were first sold.
What's disgusting about it?
I hate fake fingernails. You got fake fingernails?
Yeah, you can't tell, can you?
No, pretty good fake.
No, you can't.
Yeah, those are ugly.
Thank you, Garrett. I didn't say it. 1956, Supreme Court struck down segregation of races on public buses. There you go. 1982, the Vietnam War Memorial was dedicated in D.C. There you go. Today's famous birthdays. Meta World Peace. What's his other names, Garrett?
Ron Artest is his
Meta World
name.
Peace is 33. Gerard Butler, that hot. You like Gerard Butler?
I don't even know who he is.
Oh, if you saw a picture of him, you would.
I wouldn't know who.
The lady swooned for him. He had like a little fling with Jennifer Aniston. He dumped her. Oh. Steve Zahn, who looks just like my buddy Randy McCafferty.
That guy is hilarious.
He is hilarious.
He is so funny. Have you ever seen Saving Silverman? It's funny.
Last night, I was working in the living room. My wife wanted me to work in the living room where I could be with her instead of in my office. And we watched Anchorman. It happened to be on DirecTV.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
And I've watched it 100 times. Let me see who's in that. Will Ferrell, okay. Stephen Carell, that one big fat bald guy that's in everything. Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd. And gosh, I thought he was younger, but he was in that movie.
Yeah. How do you guys remember the names?
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
In that news gang where all the news teams fight is hilarious. Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn.
Right.
There's that female comedian that's really good. The actor who's the news director is really good. I don't know his name, but he's in all those comedies.
Yeah.
2 people from Saturday Night Live are in it. I mean, that are presently on Saturday Night Live. I mean, it is just chocked full of famous actors, and gosh, it is so funny.
That had a great cast.
Oh, my God. That mustache to look at it. Oh, my God, I'm watching. I feel like I'm watching Bill Erpenbeck.
Lance Berry loved him. I mean, that's what he had on his desk all the time. So Lance Berry over it. Before they let him go at Channel 9.
They let him go?
They let Lance Berry go.
Well, let's get a traffic report from our Let Go Channel 9 person. Jimmy Kimmel, 45 today. Whoopi Goldberg, 57.
She'd look pretty good.
We got a little Kimmel joke from last night about Baba Wawa.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's have that in.
I did not like Jimmy Kimmel, who was very funny.
Yes.
But I did not like what he said about me.
Oh, Baba Wawa.
16 years is a long time. 16 years ago, there was no Facebook, there was no Google, and the tweet was something Barbara Walters gave her dog.
That was good, Barbara. Have a sense of humor. Just think when we're famous, all the Bulldog jokes are going to be.
You know,
just wait till we're a butt of a joke on the night show.
Yeah, really.
Tonight Show.
A couple of months ago, we played a Barbara Walters clip, the SNL, where they made fun of her of her speech impediment. And I remember seeing an interview with her that said she was actually really upset about that at first. And then her daughter, apparently her daughter kind of talked her off the ledge about it. She's like, yeah, it's funny.
All you ladies out there that like Mr. Big from Sex and the City, Chris Noth is 58. Joe Mantegna, the big mob actor, 65. And the writer, Robert Louis Stevenson, would have a birthday today. And it's also called Mom and Dad's Day. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury, we come back with more Radio Superbity. We've got some Kansas for you. And you know why I picked this song?
No, why?
It was an Anchorman.
Oh, okay.
And I said, it's time. You know what? I have been a wayward son. I have been the prodigal son. This is Kansas on Class X Radio.
There'll be peace when you are done.
Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio.
When did you start being called the Bulldog? How long ago?
Well, when I came out of my mother's womb,
yeah. Oh Lord.
The doctor said, "Look at this guy. He looks like a little bulldog."
Seriously?
No.
Okay.
After the famous Kenton County jail battle, Chuck Martin from the Enquirer did a special featured story about me. Front page, by the way, both sides of the river. And he called me the courtroom bulldog. And then Rich Wahlberg from WLW picked up on it and ran with it. And I embraced it because I thought, this cannot be bad to be called the Bulldog since I'm an attorney.
Right. No, it's pretty good when you think about it.
Is there anything out there in traffic?
There is not. It says no incidents reported at this time.
All right. Very good.
That was the briefest blondie moment there.
All right. We've got sad to report. Army Captain James D. Neal, 37, of Garden, Oregon, died. He died November 9th in Ghazni Province, Afghanistan, from small arms fire while on patrol during combat operations. He was assigned to 2nd Battalion, 16th Infantry Regiment, 4th Brigade Combat Team, 1st Infantry Division, Fort Riley, Kansas. We've now lost 289 men this year in Afghanistan, 2,153 since we began the war. In Iraq, we've lost 1 this year, and a total of 4,486 in Iraq since 2003. We'd like to thank the Marines, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, the Guard, the Coast Guard, the National Guard, and all those who fight to protect the United States of America. And we're sorry about your generals being jackwagons. All right.
That gave me goosebumps.
Today's forecast. Nice touch playing tap string. That's a new feature that we got.
That gave me goosebumps.
It was William's idea.
That was good. That's good.
William does more for my show than you jackwagons.
Yeah, he
rehired, William. You're rehired.
Today, sunny, high of 46. Wednesday, partly cloudy, high of 48. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 52. So it looks like the weather's good. Going to be good. The Facebook song of the day is Bryan Adams' When You're Gone, which is a great song. Let me see. How about this? Let's do some jackwagons.
Okay.
Italian stores in Italy, I am not kidding you, are selling Barack Obama nativity scene figurines.
Oh. What?
You jackwagon?
Nativity scene? How do you figure?
It's terrible. Do you all realize that in Philadelphia, in 59 voting divisions, Romney received 0 votes? I've never heard of that. There wasn't one black person that would vote for Romney? Just out of spite or something?
Really?
59 voting divisions. Do you know what? I'll guarantee you there's fraud all over the place. The problem is it wasn't close enough for Romney to contest, so Romney's like, hell with it. I mean, he would have lost even if he would have won Pennsylvania. FBI. We're going to Jack Wagon the FBI up. Sorry, boys. Not only did they keep the Petraeus affair quiet till after the election, they had to punish one of their agents for becoming too personally involved with Jill Kelly, the woman who received threatening emails. Good golly.
That's going to be a mess.
That Jill Kelly. Oh, by the way, let me just lay the scene out here for you, folks. You know, now they say General Allen, our top general in Afghanistan, was probably involved with Jill Kelly and all this. You may not realize this, but Tampa, there is a command center in Tampa. It was made famous during the first Gulf War because that's where our commanders, Schwarzkopf and whatnot, that's where that was their command post. So there's a big base down there, all right? I get the impression this Jill Kelly, and this is the way it is wherever you go, she's a quote-unquote socialite that likes hanging out with these people because it makes them feel important. I want to tell you, I don't care if it's Kenwood Country Club, the Republican Party in Hamilton County, the Republican Party in Northern Kentucky. There are groups of people that go to all those things all the time. It's their social world. And they feel important hanging around these people. I mean, I remember when I was the chairman of the party, I went to all these things. And see, I'm an unimpressed guy. I could be in a room with a bunch of millionaires and say, well, big deal. But there's people out there that love this stuff. So I get the impression she's like a military general groupie, this Jill Kelly. I mean, unbelievable. And her brother says, oh, she's dead. She's a skank! All right. Now we'll get some oracles. Cincinnati is rated one of the top 10 locations in the U.S. for veterans to live and work. That's because we treat them well.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
Carrie Underwood donate all proceeds from her sold-out Atlantic City show to New Jersey communities hit by hurricane. Good for Carrie Underwood.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
Do you all want to know where the term... Well, you'd already done traffic report. Do you want to know where the term mudslinging came from?
Go ahead and tell us. I really don't know.
Mudslinging dates back to the time of the Romans. White togas were worn by all candidates for office in the Roman Senate. Citizens threw mud at an unpopular candidate until his toga became toga maculosa, defiled with mud. Cicero referred to the victims as polluted senators. They were no longer to be candidates, which means literally white ones. How do you like that? You learn stuff when you listen to Bulldog Nation Radio.
I do.
Now you know where mudslinging came from.
I'm going to go drop some knowledge on somebody else.
We also know where the name Bulldog came from.
And we also know now where candidate means white ones. Barack Obama is black. How could he be a candidate?
He's I was going to say he's not the candidate anymore, is he?
All right, man. I tell you, we're having fun here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're already at another break. It just goes too soon. When we come back, we're going to dive in a little bit into pop culture. I think we'll get to pop culture and sports and everything else. Until then, speaking of Norman Schwarzkopf, this is Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky. I bet you there were some people smoking joints to this music back in the day.
Can't imagine.
Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. You caught me in the middle of a text, so let's go to a traffic report.
Well, we can do that right now. Still really not a whole lot going on out there. Have no issues on the roadways. It's pretty early so far. I will say, I don't know if you guys had to. I should have warmed my car up a little longer. I had to scrape that windshield. Did you have to do that this morning? Actually,
no, I warmed my car up.
No, I just drive. I like most guys. I drive it with the car already frosted up, and I look through a little hole.
Yeah, I was going to lean, that's for sure.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's kind of what I mean. I just kind of hit I don't scrape it really. I just kind of hit the windshield wiper fluid until it's all gone. Is that really bad?
Are you finished with your traffic report?
There was nothing going on.
Good, because I want to get on some interesting
Okay, get something interesting.
We've now told you about mudslinging. How about curfew? The word curfew is derived from an old French word that means cover fire. In Europe during the Middle Ages, a curfew was a metal cone or shield that was used to put out the hearth fire in the evening. The word curfew came to mean the end of the day's activities.
I knew that already.
You did?
How about this guy, Georgia Schmidt? of the Translation Service of the United Nations could translate 60 languages and speak 30 fluently. Wow, 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 wow. You know where the word hussy came from, Denise?
No, but I'll let you fill me in.
The word hussy in the 16th century was perfectly respectable. It simply meant a housewife, derived from the short form of the Old English huswife. Only 1 century later, the word came to mean a bold and shameless woman.
Well, how did it change?
Hell if I know. I guess a housewife
turned into
a hussy.
A shameless woman.
Denise is a housewife. A single housewife.
Hey,
Are you all ready for a great joke? Sent in by Bimbo Man, my buddy from Carrollton, Jason Dethridge.
Bimbo Man.
All right, I get in character. Breathe. See, we don't do it. Gary Jeff Walker, he's the worst joke teller. He does a joke on Saturday morning. He goes,
hey, Jason Dethridge, what's his wife's name?
He's divorced. He's not married. Got divorced a long time ago.
Oh.
His first wife was Bikini All-American calendar chick.
Oh, so never mind. It wasn't this teacher I had.
I'll never forget one time I went over to his apartment, and I sat down on the couch, and I looked down, and there was a naked picture of his wife on the couch, Polaroid. I was like, hey, am I supposed to look at this?
Hey, if it's
it just was laying around, huh?
I stuck it in my pocket and ran out the door. All right. A guy
if she was worth looking at.
She was. A guy asked a girl in a university library, "Do you mind if I sit beside you?" The girl replied with a loud voice, "I don't want to spend the night with you." All the students in the library started staring at the guy. He was truly embarrassed. After a couple of minutes, the girl walked quietly to the guy's table and said, "I study psychology, and I know what a man is thinking. I guess you felt embarrassed, right?" The guy then responded with a loud voice, $500 for one night, that's too much. All the people in the library looked at the girl in shock. The guy whispered in her ears, "I study law, and I know how to make someone feel guilty."
That's pretty awesome. Good for him.
Good for him. That was good, wasn't it?
That was good.
I got to thank Bimbo Man there. By the way, the reason why he's named Bimbo Man is
because of his wife.
I coined this word, and I've never heard anybody ever be called this before. You know what a bimbo is? A beautiful, dumb, hot woman, girl, right?
Do not look at me.
Well, that's what Jason Dethridge is. That's what Jason Dethridge is. Only he's a man. He's not too dumb, but he is just a tall, handsome, charming bimbo man.
Is he single?
I nicknamed him Bimbo Man. Yes, he is single.
Oh, how old is he?
About our age.
60s.
Hey,
Can you hit him?
Hey, I am not kidding you.
What?
Jason Dethridge would be perfect for you.
Would he?
Jason
Perfect.
Dethridge, Denise Johnson.
Hey, Bimbo Man, give me a call.
Matchmaker.
So anyway, I took all these vitamins way back when, okay?
Perfect man.
So he nicknamed me Vitamin Man. This is so gay. So what we did is we had these what do they call when they silk screen? We had these silk screen T-shirts made up, Vitamin Man and Bimbo Man, and we
seriously had shirts made up.
I swear to God. This? But he was like my best buddy for a couple years during my political days. Do we have some stories that we could tell?
Well, let's start.
Those are
some interesting things.
We had a blast. All right, let me see today.
Would he be under Bimbo Man and your friends on Facebook?
No, Jason Dethridge. Under Jason Dethridge on Facebook. Okay. All right, rest in peace, Frank Pepiot, the co-creator of Hee Haw, has died at the age of 85. Where's our Hee Haw theme music? Do we have it? No, we don't.
Oh, there's a theme?
Valerie Elliott, the wife of T.S. Eliot. You don't even know what Hee Haw was.
Absolutely not.
You're serious?
I think I've heard of it.
I can't believe it.
Jake,
Jake, do you know what Hee Haw is?
Valerie Elliott.
We need Hee Haw.
The wife of T.S. Eliot has died at the age of 86. She was almost 38 years younger than her poet husband. And how about this? Did you see those pictures of Matthew McConaughey?
What?
He's lost 30 pounds. He's playing an AIDS patient in an upcoming movie, and he looks like an AIDS patient.
Yeah, he does.
We're going to get that poster to hang up for him.
He looks like death.
No. Well,
he does. He looks like death.
No.
Bad.
All right, Victoria's Secrets is under fire. The company has agreed to pull a Native American-inspired look from the upcoming broadcast of the 2012 fashion show after the Native American groups complained about the continued overlooking of the sexualization of Native women as disrespect. I swear to God, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. You know what? I've got German in me. I got Scotch-Irish. I'm a Catholic. I'm a lawyer. You know, you can tell a Scott Irish joke, a bald joke, a lawyer joke, a Catholic joke, a German joke, a farm boy joke. You can tell whatever damn joke that would relate to me you want, and guess what? I'm not going to get upset about it.
I can take a hot and sexy joke. I don't care. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't bother me. Take it easy, people.
Okay. There you go. Send him a hot and sexy joke.
You have no chance of getting a Victoria's Secrets model.
What? For your information, I've had one.
Until the tread. 30 more days on the treadmill, Tommy boy, and then maybe we will.
It's me.
And then we will.
Did a good 30 minutes last. I was all sweaty, Denise. Stop picturing that, will you?
Okay, I'm trying to picture you on the treadmill sweating.
Have my shirt off.
I'm trying to picture that. Are you trying to picture him sweating at all?
I gotta tell you my Farrah poster story.
Okay.
My brother Jed had the cojones, I didn't, to hang that poster in his bedroom along with Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, and a halter top.
Yeah.
True story. My dad walks into Jed's room one day. We were in there somewhere, and he came in and talked to us. He walked out of the room, and he said, paganism. When we built our house, we had this big old the hot tub or the bathtub in my bedroom or bathroom. You could put 4 freaking people in it, and there's mirrors and everything else. It's a typical, big tub. Dad looked at that, walked right out. Paganism. You gotta love old pops.
Old dad.
I gotta ask you all a question. When you look at Farrah's poster, is the first thing you think is paganism?
Nipple.
No. Oh, do you think of paganism? I don't think you think of paganism.
I don't.
All right. Rolling Stones, after 35 years, the band has announced INXS are splitting up. Is Elmo headed to the slammer? 52-year-old Kevin Clash, the man who performs the voice of Elmo on Sesame Street, is on leave due to allegations he had a sexual relationship with a 16-year-old boy 7 years ago.
The puppeteer who performs as Elmo on Sesame Street is taking a leave of absence from the popular kids show. It comes in the wake of allegations that Kevin Clash had a relationship with a 16-year-old boy.
Disgusting.
Sesame Workshop says Clash denies the charges, which were first made in June by the alleged partner, who's now 23. In a statement issued Monday, Sesame Workshop said its investigation found the allegation of
Can't take it anymore. Do we have a song ready to go?
We do.
What's the name of the song? I don't have a song.
I would like to voice my opinion.
Ronstadt.
I just.
Oh, well, we'll wait. I got a few more things here.
Wait a minute. I just pulled up this picture of Matthew McConaughey. It's disturbing.
I know it's disturbing.
This is very disturbing. Girls, I'm posting this on Facebook. You need to check it out.
Jumbo-sized picture, one of those right next to you.
It is just not right. No.
Who can we dedicate Linda Ronstadt, You're No Good to?
Barack Obama.
All right, fine, fair enough. When in doubt, say Barack on Class X Radio. Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Rocking and rolling through the morning with you. If you're just tuning in, stick around. You're going to have some fun. We cover all the news, but we do so in a much more entertaining fashion than some of the boring folks. How about this? Mocking the election night coverage of Fox News, The Simpsons took a hit at Karl Rove, placing Bart in front of a chalkboard that had, "I will not concede the election till Karl Rove gives me permission," written on it multiple times. Two people that hurt their image is Dick Morris, who predicted a landslide, and Karl Rove, who wouldn't give up. But you know what? Megyn Kelly was bad to him. Megyn Kelly on national television. Well, is this just math that you do to make yourself feel good? Come on, man. That's your colleague out there. Megyn Kelly rhymes with rich. That's all I got to say. Oprah Winfrey is considering launching Oprah's Organics, an organic food line. I got to ask you this. Do we need even more stuff from Oprah? Do we need another line of Oprah for anything?
She's failing right now, isn't she? I mean, she's just not even really out there like she used to be.
Well, she doesn't ever show.
You know what?
Right. She's still doing a magazine.
You know what's really sad? I mean, this is sad when you think about it. Oprah's Winfrey's numbers. Of course, she started her own network. It was a bridge too far. She shouldn't have done it. But here's the amazing thing. Oprah's ratings started to fall when she endorsed Barack Obama. In other words, she injected her show into politics. Yeah. And then, after they win, they dog Oprah. I'll bet you Oprah was quietly wishing Obama and Michelle would freaking lose. Michelle Obama, in my opinion, is jealous of Oprah. That's what she wants to be when she leaves. You watch. When she leaves the White House, Michelle Obama is going to want her own television show.
Michelle's the first lady of the United States. It's like Oprah's the first woman of Chicago. I mean,
I can't stand Michelle Obama. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson attended last night's L.A. premiere of the film together. Breaking Dawn, Part 2. And all those freaking middle schoolers and high schoolers are going to go see it, and I just ask why. I heard Abraham Lincoln opens at Marymount tonight. I think my wife and I might go see it.
I've seen I want to see that. I'm going to go see it.
It's going to be a great movie.
I thought it was already out. I thought it came out Friday.
I was going to say maybe we should have a group night out and go see the movie.
Nah.
We're not allowed to socialize together, don't you know that?
Gary's like, I will not be seen with old people.
What about guys' night out?
The Class X student. Yeah. Hey, guys, you want to go?
Guys, I want to go see a movie. Everybody take me to see a movie.
We'll meet tomorrow night.
All right.
Whose place you want to meet with?
We can meet at mine, and then we can go down to...
All right. They're all going to a movie. If there's anybody that wants to go, take me to a movie, call me.
Man, that sounded so desperate. Are you that desperate to now call?
No, but I don't want to go see a movie by myself.
I swear you
Hey, send your pictures and resumes to Class X Radio. Denise
they're leaving me out. They're leaving me
Denise.
out. No, I'm just saying they're leaving me out. So, you know.
DJ rhymes with.
You know what? Women can take me to see the movie, too. We could all just go together. I don't care.
Can I continue my news reports?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Researchers at the University of Kentucky have found that men find women more attractive when they flirt in a sexually suggestive way, even though women find the trait in men as pushy and less attractive. So you might want to factor that in, Denise.
How do you figure? Wait a minute. Well, how does a woman flirt in a sexual way? You sit on their lap. What do you do? How do you do that?
Like you don't know how.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't remember.
All right, we have a big rest in peace, an icon, the Heimlich family here in the tri-state. Jane Heimlich died Saturday at the age of 86 after a 15-year struggle with Parkinson's disease. Brittany Dennison, the 24-year-old, was pronounced dead at the scene after the trailer of a semi-truck crossed the center line north of Brookville, Indiana yesterday morning. A toddler in the vehicle was currently in critical condition. That's sad.
It is sad.
Beverly Wiedenauer has been identified as the driver of the black Toyota Camry involved in an accident Sunday in Kenton County. The 60-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. Boy, that's sad, too. Jeez, Pete. Democrat State Senator Eric Kearney has proposed the state should offer debit cards as an option for Ohio tax refunds. Says it would save the state money and benefit residents. You know, now you can just get a debit card on the state. Here, have some state money, man. When you need some groceries, you go to the store and just get what you need. Oh, my God. Ohio families receiving food stamps might receive $50 less each month due to the combination of the mild winter and the way the government calculates utility expenses into the benefits. 2 inmates working kitchen duty escaped from the Highland County Jail. Gerald Fletcher and Robert Gibson fled at about 6 p.m. Gibson was apprehended a few years later. You know what? I just feel like if I escaped from jail, I could stay escaped. How do you get captured 2 hours later? What the heck was he doing? I don't know. Hostess Brands has closed 3 bakeries, including the Butternut Bakery and Cincinnati Bakery. That's just right down the hall. Yeah. I mean, right down the road there. Butternut, like Snoopy, man. What are we going to do? The FBI and state auditor are looking into the financials of the Dayton, Kentucky school system after the board requested a review. The treasurer told the superintendent the books needed to be reviewed. That's interesting. That's really interesting. A Kentucky inmate has filed a lawsuit against Bullock County, Kentucky, after discovering his marriage license was suddenly revoked 2 days before he was to marry his fiancée at the Kentucky State Reformatory. The county clerk told the media that state law has been interpreted to require both parties to appear at the clerk's office to obtain a marriage license. Well, how do you like that? You can't go to jail and be married. Are you kidding me? I say you've got the constitutional right to be married while you're in prison.
What would be the
say
point?
No, because then I'm paying for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, American jury, you should have just seen the 4 other people in the room's faces when I said that. You all know how hard it is to do a show where the only thing these four people can comment on is something that has to do with sex, sports, or pop culture. Anything else, I'm just totally on my own.
Yeah, what are you doing, Bulldog? Let's stay on task here.
All right.
Sex, pop culture.
Sports. Lance Armstrong. Now, right here, you're supposed to hit a certain button and play some certain music when we play sports. What else do we have in the news? Michigan State plays Kansas at 7 o'clock. Number 13, UCLA at 11:30. UCLA's ranked 13th. They had a great recruiting class.
They did. I think the best. But Shabazz Muhammad, who was there, who was the number 2 player, is ineligible. Number 2 overall player.
Why is he ineligible? I did not know that.
They said, I don't know if it was a recruiting thing.
UK was in the hunt for
violation, yeah. But
I love it, baby.
He cannot play this year. It was ruled like right before their first game of the year last week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury, we're going to rock on with some Radio Superbity. When we come back, Blondie will have a traffic report, and we're going to have some more stuff rolling on. This is the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Enjoy this song, Mighty Quinn, from Manfred Mann. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Ladies and gentlemen of the American Jury, it's very appropriate that we are getting ready to discuss science news and health news. That we have now joining us on the phone. Denise has secured him. Dr. Stuart Bassman. Welcome to Class X Radio, Doc.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
Now, Dr. Stuart Bassman, will you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the American Jury for me, please, and the members of Bulldog Nation and Class X Radio listening audience, what it is that you do and how do you do it?
Well, I'm a psychologist that specializes in sexual addiction, trauma, and recovery, and I've been doing this for many years.
Where's your offices?
Oh, I have an office by the University of Cincinnati, and then I have an office in Mount Washington.
If somebody, and we're going to talk to you for a little bit here, but if somebody wanted to get some information about you and your practice and your services, is there a website or an email or someplace that they could contact you?
Yes, they can go on to my website, which is Dr. Stuart Bassman at Gmail.
All right. Now, I want you to know that I'm very confident that you do some very serious and important work, especially with people that have been sexually assaulted and all that stuff. We don't want to talk about that stuff. We want to talk about the fun stuff, like sex addicts. Well, how would you define somebody? See, because I always figured it like this, Dr. Stuart Bassman, is that an addict is someone who allows gambling, drinking, drugs, or sex to screw up their life. But if it doesn't screw up your life, you can have all the drugs, sex, and drinking you want to. Is that the proper definition of an addiction?
Well, the proper definition of an addiction is enough is never enough.
Ah. Jake, turn on Jake's microphone here. You can't hear. Well, you can answer this question,
Stuart. Okay. You're actually Denise's personal sex psychologist.
Wait a minute.
Is that right? This is how we found you.
No.
Hey, don't you agree, Dr. Stuart Bassman, that most men, most guys think it's never enough as it relates to sex?
Well, there are women who are also sexual addicts as well.
Tiger Woods, it seems to me that he would be considered a sex addict.
Well, I can't speak about anybody directly, but okay. I can speak there are certain commonalities associated with an inability to stop, with a continual need to act out, which impairs one's functioning. It's probably best defined by something that was written by Shakespeare, that the moth is attracted to the flame that destroys it.
Yep, you're right.
Moth is attracted to the flame that destroys it.
I got to ask you this question, Doctor. General Petraeus is caught up in a investigation here, and this Jill Kelly is apparently tied to Dr. Allen and whatnot. I mean, but it sounds like this is just a tryst, that this isn't any type of crazy sexual addiction. But if somebody wanted to come to meet with you, what would be the things that would be going on in their life that you would say they need to get help from a standpoint of a sexual addiction, whether it was a male or a female? What are some of the things that you see without using a specific case and violating doctor-patient confidentiality? What would be some things going? Because I want to know whether or not I need to come see you. Garrett wants to know, Denise, Jake, we all want to know if we have to come to see you or not.
The most common denominator, Eric, is dishonesty. The person who struggles with any type of addiction struggles with being honest, forthright, and direct in relationship. They live a double life, a life of duplicity where they're unable of being honest with themselves and with others.
Kind of like Tiger Woods.
So would Petraeus fit in that since he had three women, didn't he? I mean, he had a wife and 2 mistresses?
Yeah, he's far behind Tiger Woods. He needs to step up his game. He's behind.
Well,
again, what we need to look at is someone who's not being able to honest, that in a sense they are afraid, they're controlled by their fear, and as a result of that, they're deceitful. They, in a sense, are controlled by their anxieties. And by acting out in a sexual manner, it helps to comfort them. But unfortunately, the cure becomes a curse.
I see. Well, you know what? I guess what it is how do you define the difference between a guy who just likes sex and somebody who's an addict? I mean, it seems to me there's plenty of people out there. And then how do you define, okay, lying, but, okay, let's say you're single. Let's take the marriage out of it, okay? What if a guy's single and he's lying to 6 girls because he wants to have sex with 6 different women at different times? Would that be a sex addict?
Well, without, in a sense, looking at the person, you'd have to see it in a particular instance. But there's a sense where one has to question why they have to be dishonest. Then you're getting into issues of power and control.
Yeah, because
issues of power and control, which is synonymous with somebody who struggles with addiction, that they feel powerless, so they try to act out in a powerful manner.
I understand.
Can you be a sex addict if you only have sex with one person, even though you do it all the time?
Great question.
Thank you.
It depends upon the nature of relationship. There's a book out right now called 50 Shades of Grey. Then in a sense,
my wife has read all 3 of them and it didn't do me any good.
Sexual addiction.
I missed what he said.
Say it again, Doc. Denise has hard of hearing.
He was talking over it. He was talking over you.
Denise, I can't hear him.
There's a book out right now called 50 Shades of Grey that deals with issues such as sexual abuse, sexual addiction, then in a sense needing to be in control. And even though it could be one relationship, there is a sense of power and control in this one relationship.
Don't you think, I'm familiar with the plot of that, my wife shared it with me, don't you think all these women reading 50 Shades of Grey proves that women want to be controlled?
It'd be difficult for me to generalize, Eric, especially with my wife listening.
I have never read it, so
Jake,
I don't know.
Jake, what do you feel like you have a sexual addiction?
I don't think so.
You're just a guy. Is there a difference in women and men?
I got to ask you this, Doc. I want to have sex with my wife all the time as much as possible, and she says no. What does that mean?
I have to meet your wife.
How do you treat sexual addiction? Do you use shock therapy by any chance?
No, not at all.
Now, in Denise's case, when you sit down with Denise, and she obviously is in a little bit of a slump, I guess, if you will, Denise.
No more than you are, Garrett.
That's real good.
But you two ought to hook up.
Thank you.
No way.
Denise,
He's 12.
Have you read 50 Shades of Grey?
No, I have not read 50 Shades of Grey. Should I read it, Doc?
Doc, we got to get going here. I want to give you a final opportunity. If you had one thing to say out there and everybody listened to us, what would it be? And again, this is Dr. Stuart Bassman, who is a sexual therapist.
Basically, the road to healing begins with the courage to speak up.
I'll be calling you, Doc.
I appreciate you having me on the air and speaking about this very difficult topic. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Dr. Stuart Bassman. And we got to have him on more often.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, he didn't answer my question. Should I read 50 Shades of Grey or not?
Will you get me his phone number? Yes, you should.
Okay. Yeah, you know what?
Learn how to be dominated by a billionaire.
Denise has him on speed dial.
We come back, we're going to get back on with the news. This is Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Blue on Black from the Spry Collection on Class X Radio. Eric Deters. Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. I got a buddy that might be calling in, so we're going to have some fun.
Well, you know, Dr. Bassman did call back and thanked us for having him on, but I had to ask him because he didn't answer me. I said, so should I read 50 Shades of Grey? He said, yes, then call me. I was like, okay.
Oh, man.
What does that mean?
Don't act like you're not already a patient.
Yes,
please.
read it, then call me.
Are you already seeing him for some reason?
Well, I am not seeing him.
All right, let's get on with some news. A study in Denmark revealed that the women who had flu while they were pregnant were twice as likely to have a child later diagnosed with autism. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is.
There are petitions being circulated. 20 states wish to secede from the U.S. Now, you have to remember, these are people within those states. As of 3:40 p.m. yesterday, more than 25,000 Texans signed a petition on the White House website to let Texas secede. I love it. Here's the states that have been submitting these: Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oregon, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Unbelievable. For alleged inappropriate communications with Jill Kelly, the top commander in Afghanistan, this is General John Allen, is under investigation. By the way, let's back up here for a second on all this. Jill Kelly, what a jackwagon. She knows that she's involved with these folks. She knows that these other people are involved. You contact the FBI? Duh. It's like telling on yourself. What kind of a dumb woman would do that? Unless she wants the fame. You know, she walked out with the news cameras to her car the other day. Maybe she wants to make her claim to fame by being the person who brought down the generals. The other thing that cracks me up is how funny is it, and sad and scary, the head of the CIA is under surveillance by the FBI, and he doesn't even know it. Good job, CIA. It makes me feel really comfortable about you guys. Unbelievable. Sources tell NBC News that emails from Paula Broadwell referenced the comings and goings of high-level generals from the U.S. Central Command, including events that were not on public schedules. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're going to get some saucy, steamy emails from these guys, aren't we?
You think?
Hey, Paula, I would like to do a battle command on you.
I think we got.
How do generals sex talk? I'm just saying. Do they use military metaphors? You got a bit there?
Well, I think we have what Petraeus was telling the Pentagon, but
okay.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Oh, he denied it. He denied it first. Let me hear that again.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Until they read the emails, he had to confess, didn't he? Oh, it is Mike? Let's give Mike Oracle status for that. We didn't know that, Mike.
You've been awarded Oracle status.
Well, you can't get anything by old Mike Zimmerman. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to sneak something by him.
Damn you, Mike. You can't sneak it by him. No, you can't.
Paul Cran said his daughter, Paula Broadwell, is the victim of character assassination and that the affair is a smokescreen for something bigger that will come out. Oh, baby. It's going to get good. Dad's coming out of his little sweet little daughter, Tart, is threatening another woman. You stay away from my man. Have you ever been fought over by men? It happens to me all the time. Females fighting over me. I just have to stop. Just stop.
No comment.
No comment?
No comment.
That means no.
That means no.
No, actually, it means yes, but you guys are too dumb to read into that.
There's some more fun stuff here. The Blaze reports the probe. They're using a probe, guys. They're using a probe. Was said to be finished 4 days before the election. 10 FBI agents executed a consensual search of Paula Broadwell's Charlotte home last night, ending their search around 1 a.m. They removed panties, bras, everything they could find. They removed 2 computers and 5 boxes filled with bras and panties. By the way, my buddy's going to be calling about 10 or 15 minutes. So next segment. Right. On a flight to Australia, Leon Panetta told reporters he didn't have knowledge of the affair. Yeah, right. Everybody, you know what? Everybody talks. Like, okay, like in this room right here, you know that if one of you guys are having an affair, we'd all know about it.
Yeah.
That's the way work is. So come on, man. They all knew. Washington Post.
We know about the niece.
Broadwell ghostwriter.
And her sexual shortcomings.
I always thought that Broadwell's motives were pure. She loved him. And I always wondered why Petraeus was granting her the access that he did. The two must have seen a lot of themselves in each other. They shared the West Point bond. An addiction to physical fitness. And running with uber optimistic, never say die outlook on life. Well, they're going to die now. A slow military death. Sex, lies, and Gmail. Above all, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Mr. Petraeus' affair raises questions about what the general was telling Congress and the public about the mess in Benghazi that saw 4 Americans killed. We know Petraeus can be direct when he wishes. We saw that with the unequivocal CIA statement denying that anyone in the agency ordered anyone not to come to the aid of those under attack in Benghazi. By the way, if you didn't know this, there's a video of Broadwell saying that, I don't know if you all know this. She's saying this in a public forum. I don't know if you all know this, but the CIA apparently were holding a couple prisoners at the compound, and that's why. Listen to this.
Just to create some context for those in the room, as you know, the ambassador in Benghazi was killed along with a couple of security agents who happened to be CIA security paramilitary forces. That just came out today in Fox News. But the challenge has been the fog of war. And the greater challenge is that it's political hunting season, and so this whole thing has been turned into a very political sort of arena, if you will. But the facts that came out today were that the ground forces there at the CIA annex, which is different from the consulate, were requesting reinforcements. They were requesting it's called the Saints and Extremist Force. A group of Delta Force operators are most talented guys we have in the military. They could have come and reinforced the consulate and the CIA annex that were under attack. Now, I don't know if a lot of you have heard this, but the CIA annex had actually had taken a couple of Libyan militia members prisoner, and they think that the attack on the consulate was an effort to try to get these prisoners back. So that's still being vetted.
Unbelievable. Wow. Is she now the spokesperson for the CIA? Oh, my God, this is going to get good. And, of course, it all happens. Well, when we come back, I'm going to comment about Barack Obama on this and some more. Until then, this is Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, a song that I really hate, but I'm going to play it anyway. I like the song, but I like what it reminds me of, Class X Radio.
So expect delays.
All right. Thank you for the big report. Residents on Staten Island, 14 days after the hurricane, sit on warming buses for heat. Residents in New Jersey town are collecting rainwater in empty jars because wells don't pump due to the lack of power. I think there's like 38,000 people still without power from the Staten Island Light and Power Company, so we'll see. That's sad, man. A Tulsa, Oklahoma man was arrested and held on $50,000 bond after deputies discovered his 18-month-old daughter locked in a metal dog cage. His naked 4-year-old daughter was crying outside. A 3-year-old was sleeping in a... Man, this makes me sick.
No way.
Makes me sick. How do you treat a child like that? The horror. A 19-year-old student at the Rockville, Maryland College was arrested yesterday after he threatened to shoot up the college for fun. You know what? That's what you do when you hear that stuff. You arrest them. Good for them.
Yep.
According to the head of the Belize National Police Force Gang Suppression Unit, John McAfee is a prime suspect in the murder of American Gregory Fall, an expatriate that was gunned down Saturday at his home on the island of Ambergris Caye. He's an antivirus computer pioneer, by the way. John McAfee is. Oh, well. 28-year-old Holly Solomon chased her 36-year-old husband with the family Jeep after an argument about him not voting, fearing hardship due to Obama's re-election. The man is in critical condition, and she was arrested for aggravated assault and domestic violence. Well, you know what? That's a good as reason as any to run your husband down. Sources say the investigation into Jesse Jackson Jr.'s life and his alleged misuse of campaign funds has expanded to include his wife. Evidence allegedly suggests his wife, Sandy, was a complicit in use of funds. You know what I got to say about this? Isn't Jesse Jackson Sr. rich? Can't he kind of bail him out of there a little bit? Give him the money? I mean, that was weird, man.
Maybe he just doesn't want to. Maybe he's trying to teach him a lesson.
Remember Robert Bales, the guy that killed 16 Afghan civilians and children? His trial is going forward, and closing arguments begin today. 9 children were killed in the ambush. Yikes.
What do you think about that?
Guy lost his mind. Crazy, man.
Punishment? I mean, I'm talking they could get death.
Give him death penalty, man. You can't do that. That's way over the line.
I agree.
I'll be honest. You snap maybe and shoot one person, life. You go on a rampage like that, that's messed up.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Isn't there a guy that's supposed to be put to death today in Ohio somewhere?
I don't know.
You know, I thought I heard that yesterday. I'll look it up.
Look it up there. Wilbur Mill. I have to share that. I have to read that story off the air before we pick that up. Now, guess what? You know, we all know the Obama administration's a joke. Well, he's apparently considering, get this, Susan Rice, the Lion UN ambassador that went on all those talk shows and tried to blame the video. Apparently, she's in line to replace Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. And John Kerry is going to take over Secretary of Defense. I'm telling you, man. Oh, God. Rice, Secretary of State? Man, oh, man, oh, man. Leon Panetta says that he'd like to stay on for another 4 years. Be interesting what happens to good old Leon. Although he lost the presidency, Democrats are revisiting Romney's idea to raise taxes on the wealthy by placing a hard cap on income deductions. Win the election and use Romney's idea, why don't you? Making a point in an op-ed piece, Karen Hughes, former advisor to George Bush, says that Republicans lost a large number of votes to people who were turned off by comments surrounding rape. Give me a break. Like, that had applied to anybody with Romney. Give me a break. Newt Gingrich is dumbfounded. The president won an extraordinary victory, and the fact is we owe him the respect of trying to understand what they did and how they did it. But if you had said to me 3 weeks ago Mitt Romney would get fewer votes than John McCain, and it looks like he'll be 2 million fewer, I would have been dumbfounded. Hello, Newt! There was only 10 states in play. That suppressed the vote in 40 freaking states. How come nobody can get that? Newt Gingrich is not dumb. He can't get that? Knock, knock, Newt. Anybody home? Thought you were smart. Former Democratic State Senator Kristen Sinema has been elected to represent a new Phoenix area congressional district. She is the first openly bisexual member of Congress. Hell, it doesn't matter what the hell you are. You could say, hey, I'm the first illegal alien. They'll elect you. Hey, I came from Mars. You can elect you. Hey, I'm dumber than a box of rocks with a 4th grade education. Can't even read. They'll elect you. There's no standards for serving this country in Congress anymore. None. U.S. Senator-elect Ted Cruz from Texas. If Republicans do not do better in the Hispanic community in a few short years, Republicans will be no longer a majority party in the state. If that happens, no Republican will ever again in the White House. You know, they say this Jack Wagon stuff all the time. Joe with a coffee Scarborough. Who's a Jack? Jack Wagon him up. I hate that phony.
You jackwagon?
If I were a donor, my biggest problem would be that I was lied to, and I was lied to by David Froome, said the conservative entertainment establishment. I mean the conservative media establishment.
We had David Froome on the other day. I don't agree with David on all the issues, but he talked about how conservatives and Republicans were lied to. They were lied to by, I think what did he call them? The conservative entertainment complex. And they were. I mean, what would happen is a pollster who basically was engaging in a witchcraft and not polling would come out with a poll that would show you pick the state that you wanted Mitt Romney to be ahead in, he would give it to you.
Now that
the
happens.
top conservative website.
That's why, remember I said about polling way back when. The reason why you do polling is to raise money. Look, we can win, we can win, we can win. So, man, you give them a bunch of money. Look at the people that gave hundreds of millions of dollars and millions of dollars. All right, when we come back, we will have more politics, more economics, more everything, more traffic, more radio superbity. Until then, you know what? This song was a song for a generation. Do you know that?
No, what song are we going to play?
I got to ask you this, Denise.
Okay.
Do you want to live to be old or die young? Because it always cracked me up, and all these hippies said, man, you should die young. But now they're all like 70 years old, and they're still going.
You know what? No, I want to be able to see my grandkids. I want to be able to grow up and enjoy them. I want to be able to grow old.
I want to live to 120.
Oh, that's a
This is the Who, My Generation on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio, coming up at 8:05. A little thereafter, about 8-something. We're going to have an Hispanic American voter to give us some insight into the Hispanic mind and culture. And we'll see if she can speak 60 languages like that one dude from the UN. Until then, Denise, give us a traffic report, please.
Well, we had northbound 75. That was shut down right at 129. That was due to a serious accident that actually several people were injured, and Air Care has left the scene, so they have reopened the highway. 2 lanes are open, so you're still going to be very, very slow if you're heading in that northbound direction. There's actually an accident on the flip side of that, southbound. I guess everybody kind of slowing down to take a look. So there's another accident there, plus an accident at 275 at southbound 75, and that has you backed up all the way back to Tylersville, so some heavy traffic there. Southbound 75 right downtown, there's an accident blocking the center and the right lanes, and that's right around Shepherd, and so you're slowing backed up there to Newman Way, so just add some extra time in either direction you head out on 75. It's a lot of problems there. 275 still dealing with an accident there. Back up, a big backup there as well, and that accident is on 275 if you're heading northbound right around Ward's Corner, and you're looking at about a 45-minute delay there. So plenty of problems around the tri-state, and whenever we have problems on 75, that rollover always hits 71, so just expect delays there.
All right.
Now we're good.
I tell you right now, I hate traffic and I hate delays.
Well, I hate
I'm the most impatient man
yeah.
on the face of the earth. Larry Summers is portrayed in a great documentary it's kind of funny because it was narrated by Matt Damon. But Larry Summers was involved in the Clinton administration back in the day when there was a member, I forget what department she worked in, but a woman, a government official, wanted to put the stop on these double swap derivatives and everything else. She kind of saw that there was a problem developing. And Larry Summers quashed it. Larry Summers knocked it down. Now, there is probably no one any more responsible for not heading it off than Larry Summers. And, you know, this big jackwagon jerk of a guy, now the president of Harvard, he is a failure. And what it is the rotating jobs. These guys and gals in Washington build up their resumes, and then they just go from one job to the other. You know, it's a joke. It's a joke. But this is what he had to say on CNBC about the fiscal cliff. And saying that it's an outcome that has to be avoided, that can't become a license for terror. That can't become a license that who's ever most unreasonable gets their way because we have to avoid going over the cliff. Double jackwagon Larry Summers. He deserves the dreaded double jackwagon. Thoughts on immigration reform. The Huffington Post. 55% Americans say stricter enforcement of unauthorized immigration should be the focus of reform. 28% said it should be integrating illegal immigrants into American society. I don't know. You know, those that are here, I guess they're here. It's just a mess. It's been it's been terribly mishandled. Terribly mishandled. A Wall Street Journal opinion by Brett Stevens, conservatives should demand IQ tests for Republican candidates. You know, it is terrible that in 2010, they had the witch in Delaware blow a race, and she actually beat Congressman Castle in a primary. And then in Nevada, we lost because the woman out there was a whack job and could have beat Harry Reid if there was a good candidate. This time around, we had the goofball in Indiana, the goofball in Arkansas. It is kind of amazing. Oh, well.
So IQ test, you think?
That's not IQ test. Just check their resumes out. My goodness. The Wall Street Journal reports that the International Energy Agency says a shale oil boom will help the U.S. overtake Saudi Arabia as the world's largest oil producer by 2020. Well, not if Obama has his way. By the way, you found out about the person that was going to be put to death in Ohio, Denise. You want to report on that?
I did. Actually, it's Reginald Brooks, and he is scheduled today. There's a couple, one in Florida as well, that's scheduled to be put to death. He's a 66-year-old man. He shot and killed his 3 sons, 11, 15, and 17, while they were sleeping. And now this was back in 1982. So he's been sitting around waiting all this time. It was after his wife filed for divorce. Now, he's scheduled to be put to death today with lethal injection at 1:30 in Ohio.
Wow.
And there's somebody in Florida as well. Now, they delayed it. He was supposed to be put to death this morning at 10 a.m. So, you know what, it's just interesting because we were talking about this earlier.
Denise, I want you to know that during the break, I engaged by text Bimbo Man, a.k.a. Jason Dethridge, and I gave him the radio. That could be him right now. Get him.
Who's he calling?
That could be him.
What's he calling about?
All right. Are we? We might have him. Is he on?
He's answering the phone.
Hold on a second. We got a full report here. We're going to see who this is. This is it. Could it be?
Hold on.
All right. Jason Dethridge, how the hell are you, buddy? Jason, how are you, man?
What's going on, my man?
All right, this is Jason. This is Jason Dethridge, one of my closest longtime buddies. He used to do the New Year's Eve party with me on WLW, and we played music.
Jason, Denise is desperate. Will you go out with her?
No, God, you're not supposed to. She is not desperate, Jason.
Oh,
thank you, Garrett. Thank you, Garrett.
But because you're a single man. Go ahead.
Great.
She is a very attractive single woman. You're a handsome guy. I told him why you got the nickname Bimbo Man and I got the nickname Vitamin Man. But we thought that I think you'd be perfect for Denise. So let's have a little dating game. Denise, ask him whatever you want to ask him.
How long have you known the Bulldog?
I've known Eric for about 25 years.
Do you think I should trust his judgment? And what do you do for a living?
He's an attorney, you know.
Oh,
you have to do that.
Okay, you.
She wants to know what you do.
I am vice president of Bugaroos. It's a children's corporation. We write children's books, and it's based out of West Palm Beach, Florida. And we set up school programs and teach the kids about doing the right thing in the community.
How about that, Denise? He's a writer.
Now your turn. Jason, you get to ask a question of Denise.
Oh, okay.
Cup size.
I stumped you. You're never without words. See, he must like you because he's never without words.
I took my walk this morning.
You took your walk this morning. Okay, so what?
Where, on the beach in West Palm?
West Palm near Jupiter. No, but I'm in Kentucky right now.
His mom is Mara Carrollton, by the way. His mom's Mara Carrollton. So you'd be like the first princess. See, if you all got together, you'd be the princess of Carrollton, Kentucky.
What do you think about the dating game with the Bulldog as the matchmaker?
That's right. I feel like I'm the love connection, you know? We'll be walking 2 and 2.
All right, here. I'm going to get right to it. All right. Jason, what is your cell phone number? Write this down, Denise.
Okay. I'm writing it
down.
Go
ahead, Jason. What's your phone number?
502-525-1971.
That was a great year. You got that, Denise? All right, Denise, give him your cell phone number.
Can we get my cell phone number out over the air?
Go ahead. Nobody's going to write it down but Jason.
Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening. It's 859-630-6317.
And why don't you text it? You text it to that number. So he has it.
You know what?
Denise is getting hit up all over the tri-state right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. The nice thing is they can check me out on Facebook. I couldn't find you. I tried to type your name in, so I'm going to have to hunt you down.
You know how many creepy dudes out there just wrote down Denise's phone number?
Me.
Denise, I love being stalked. Please stalk me, Denise.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, listen. Denise is going to be texting you her number, Jason. See you, buddy.
I just gave it to you.
We are the matchmakers.
I gave it to you.
Downbound Train on Class X Radio. No, it's not. What the hell is that? Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Let's get a traffic report because when I get going, I'll forget about it. So what do we have there?
Okay, an accident. The right and center lanes are blocked southbound 75, and that is right around Town Street. Still there. It still has everybody backed up, and you're backed up all the way right up to around Sharon Road. And then even the accident on northbound 75, and the left lane is blocked there. That is right just before 129. Now, again, they did reopen that. They had air care get in there, so that is reopened. But that traffic is still slow as you're heading northbound from right around 275 in that northbound direction. Another accident southbound 75 right at 275, and that has you backed up to Tylersville. So both directions right there above the 275 loop, still dealing with the accident on 275 around Ward's Corner, and that has you really pretty much solid bumper-to-bumper traffic all the way back to US 50, so you can allow, you know what, it's about a 45 to 50-minute delay there. So plenty of problems around the tri-state, so watch for those accidents. And anytime we have those problems on 75, it kind of overflows onto 71, so you've got delays on 71 as well.
All right, thank you, Denise. Joining us in the studio now is Evelyn. And Evelyn, I always mispronounce your last name. What is it?
Stalevich.
I like that. And you are my Spanish interpreter when I have an Hispanic client and I need somebody to interpret, and she does an outstanding job. And you are originally from Nicaragua?
Yes.
Are you an American citizen?
Yes.
And how long have you been such?
I have been an American citizen since 1983.
All right. And what about your profession? What do you do for a living?
I am a real estate agent.
All right. You are an official expert then in Hispanics in America. Now, let me just go right to it. Barack Obama received 76% of the Hispanic vote. Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury why that is? And I'm just going to let you take off and run with it. Explain to everybody what is the important issues. You know, where's the battleground? Is it all immigration or is it jobs? I mean, Romney tried to play it was all about jobs. Can you just help us out here understand this?
Okay. The Hispanic voters certainly had a major impact on the results of the elections. And one of the main reasons is because the Hispanics, the ideology of the Hispanics is being a Democrat. Democratic from where we come from.
And I understand, like, for example, in Central and South America, the good party, they're always called the Democratic Party. So they identify with the Democratic Party just by virtue of the name.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah, what democratic means.
Right. They don't, there's not a Republican Party down there. There's Democratic Party because they stand for democracy.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
However, the Democratic, they are not the ones in power in the countries. Okay, so the other party, for example, in Nicaragua, where I'm from, the Somocistas were in charge, and they were a dynasty, and they were also a police state, which happens to be the same thing usually in Central America.
I don't care about the history. I want to talk about right now.
Okay.
If you're an Hispanic living in Florida, Texas, or anywhere in America, what are the most important issues for you? Is it illegal immigration, which, for example, Obama has just let everybody come in the country. Do they like that? I mean, does Romney scare them? I mean, what is the main issue?
Okay, the main issue is that the Hispanics have this idea of entitlement and victimization syndrome.
Ah.
So the Democrats, Obama, has offered them that.
So the things that they can get, education, health care, all of these things, the Hispanics in the United States, both illegal and legal, like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So they basically have been democratized or Obamacized or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Therefore, being a Democrat is the party to vote for, to support, and to be a Democrat. So
those people like me that think the reason why Obama won is because all of these groups and organizations that he's quote unquote giving them something, they're right there with them. So in other words, it's going to be hard for the Republicans to win back the Hispanic vote because the Republicans oppose those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And by the way, you were a big Romney supporter.
Yes.
You actually had your picture in the newspaper, made the Enquirer. She was standing next to Ann Romney when she came to Hamilton.
Yes. Yes.
Really? What else? Give me some more things about getting in the mind of an Hispanic voter.
Okay.
Be Kreskin for me.
Yeah. Well, for the one thing, okay, is that the current immigrants, they pretty much are staying within, trying to bring their own ideas, and they want to keep their language. They are somewhat illiterate, a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Not all of them. Mm-hmm. But this is a problem for our nation because we are no longer the American that I came to back in 1966.
Hell in a handbasket, Evelyn.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, since you came here in 1966, how do you view America today as an Hispanic American? I mean, do you think we're heading the right direction or wrong direction?
No, we are going the wrong direction. The way things are in our country right now, in the United States of America, we are one step away from becoming just like one of those banana republics.
You're right. Evelyn, will you promise to stick around with the rest of the show? We'll kind of inject you in to have some fun with you. You mind staying on the radio for about an hour?
Of course, it'll be my pleasure.
We'll have some fun. Now, you've got plenty of time. We got to go. We're almost to a break. And I got to say this. You know what I don't understand, Evelyn? Catholics, the Hispanic community is very Catholic, which means church is important to them. God is important to them. Religion is important to them. They love Jesus. Obama is an atheist. I think he's an atheist. He certainly isn't all about, he's very secular. How can they like a guy like that?
Well, it's
because
not,
he's still going to give them stuff.
Exactly. It's not so much Obama himself. It is for what they can get.
You know what? The bottom line is they just want to take it on the run, don't they? That's what they want to do. They want to just take it on the run and just take more of our money. That was a shameless plug for ourselves.
There you go.
Sometimes it doesn't fit, folks. I just square peg, round hole. This is Take It on the Run by REO Speedwagon on Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Man, this Petraeus thing, we've already pounded it in the ground, but it's going to be a nightmare. It's just going to keep coming and coming, and other people. What kind of a dumb woman is Jill Kelly? Socialite. I love that term, socialite. You know what a socialite is? Somebody doesn't do a damn thing.
A Klingon.
Nope.
A Klingon, you're right.
Or what'd you call it earlier? A groupie.
Contacts the FBI. What a joke. What a joke. Give us a traffic report, Denise, before I get going.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we've had a crazy morning. Westbound 275, an accident. Ward's Corner still has that traffic. It's stop and go all the way from Eastgate, heading in that northbound direction. The right and center lanes are blocked on southbound 75 right around Town Street, and that has you really slow from Sharon Road, heading in that southbound direction on 75. Westchester, it says the accident is cleared on southbound 75, just north of 275, but that traffic is still slow there. Accident on 74, just east of 275. It says right around that Harrison-Rybold exit, so that's a lot east. Also on Ronald Reagan near Galbraith, there's an accident there. Southbound 71 at State Route 123, I'm sorry, so that's in the Lebanon exit. So plenty of problems around the Tri-State this morning. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, it's sunny out. You know, it doesn't seem to be a crummy day like we had yesterday, but a lot of problems today.
All right. What is the joining us in the studio today is Evelyn, who is a American legal citizen with Spanish roots and understands Spanish culture. What is the position of most Hispanics on the illegal immigration and the border issue? What do not your opinion, but what is their opinion? The majority opinion. I mean, do they like it? Do they like that it's easy to sneak in here? Or I mean, I'm assuming they do.
Well, they need to come here. They're desperate.
Really?
They are disenfranchised in their home. They have no hope, no opportunity to work, no education. So consequently, this is really their survival coming to United States.
We had an experience together recently where we were inside the home of someone, and I was struck by the image of that, of the Hispanics coming to this country. And I felt like that gave, I don't want to talk about any details, but I felt like that was a good example of what it's like for the illegals and legals even to come to this country. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
They definitely want jobs and opportunities.
Yes, they do.
And, if we can give them jobs, they're going to come here. And my guess is it's safer. Like, for example, in Mexico, the violence that we saw. I mean, we see the killing and the murdering and everything.
Yes.
It's got to be scary.
It is. It is. So it is safer to come to this country. But one thing that for the Hispanics that are here illegally, they need help with an education. A lot of times they are illiterate in Spanish, let alone English. And so that puts them at a greater disadvantage.
There's been a lot of people that have gotten in trouble by making comments about who is going to do what work and, they do the jobs that nobody wants, so forth and so on. You know what? I keep it real. I get sick and tired of the political correctness and everything else. And when I speak the truth of something that I know firsthand, I tell everybody that doesn't like it to stick it because I know it's the truth. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. When I grew up and I worked on my dad's farm, putting in tobacco, putting in hay, so forth and so on. When we needed extra help, my dad had 7 sons who were different ages, so there was always 2 or 3 of us that were around. But when my dad needed extra help, he got them from local boys and young men or from Simon Kenton High School that worked on the farm. There was always somebody working on the farm. Well, somewhere along the 1990s, it came to pass where you couldn't find young men that lived in the community to come work on the farm. Now, since 2008, with the collapse of the freaking economy, there's a lot of people that inquire about jobs. So since 2008, it's been a little easier to do that. But in the 90s, all the way up through the 2000s, you could find. And my dad turned to Hispanic labor. And the tobacco farms in Lexington turned to Hispanic labor. The farms in Washington, I saw there's being an apple shortage because they can't get the help. The reality of it is, and I don't care what anybody says, from hotel and restaurant service to entertainment service to farm and agricultural service, the Hispanic Americans provide an absolute necessary part of the economy, which is what they call unskilled labor, which is kind of unfair to use that word unskilled because you do have to have some skill. But I'm talking about physical work. Why? Because the young people in America, black, white, Asian, Chinese, blue, yellow, and orange, are playing video games and watching cable television and playing on their computers, and nobody's working. Do I have that right?
That's correct. Much. And then we have our Hispanic immigrants that come to this country and take any job. They'll have 2, 3 jobs, and they maintain their families. And, they're really great people. They're hard workers.
Right.
You can't take that away from them.
Absolutely not. I know another trade that I know personally in the tri-state, painting. A lot of them are painters and those other kind of trades like that. Now, I want to say this. There's a lot of people that say, well, they take away the jobs, blah, 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 blah. They take away the jobs. Well, I get that. But see, I'm for legal immigration. See, I don't change my point on that. I'm for legal. I'm for really, stopping illegal immigration and letting legal immigration. But I can tell you right now, they do serve, and my own personal interaction with the community has never been negative. By the way, one of the things that I got in trouble for, one of the 2 videos that I got skewered for. Well, I got skewered for 3. The one that I said about the pot thing. The one I said about I never had a broke-back moment. I don't know why saying I never had a broke-back moment made the gay community.
In trouble?
By the way, the gay community picking on Trisha Mackey. How about this? They got their panties in a wad when I just said I've never had a broke-back moment. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? Oh, what the heck? But the other one is I told a joke, and everybody laughed at the comedy club anyway. But I told a joke. Jose is one of the guys that work on my dad's farm. And Evelyn, he's really, really short. I'm stating the obvious. He was really, really, really short. And I made a joke. I used to always tease him about the Alamo and John Wayne being this big Tennessean. And I made a point about it. I mean, and by the way, Jose thinks the joke is funny. But by golly, there were people who said, oh, you couldn't make a joke about Hispanics being short. How about the Irish being drinkers? You can't make a joke about Irish being drinkers. Don't you think that too many groups get too uptight and don't have a sense of humor and are too sensitive about things, Evelyn?
That is correct.
If I told an Hispanic joke, would you get mad or would you laugh?
I laugh.
I like you,
I
Evelyn.
make my own joke.
Like I said earlier, Evelyn, people can make fun of young, sexy men. And I don't get offended by that.
He's a young hunk of meat. Is that what it is?
He doesn't get offended when people make fun of him or tell jokes about sexy young men.
It's just not in my nature to get offended about something like that.
Denise, you want to give us an update and traffic report?
Well, I'll tell you what, still dealing with the problems, especially on westbound 275 or northbound 275, however you want to state it. That accident is blocking the right, and center lanes. That's still at Ward's Corner, and that has you backed up all the way back to Eastgate. It has been out there for quite some time. You can just expect to be an extra 45 minutes or so if you're heading in that direction. They did clear the accident on 75 at 275, but we're still dealing with an accident on 75 southbound right around Town Street that still has you backed up to Sharon Road. Looks like they've still got some delays on northbound 75 where there was an earlier accident at 129, and that traffic is slow as you're heading in that direction. 2 lanes are open. The left lane is closed. They brought air care in there earlier. So we've had plenty of problems out there, and especially for 8:30, still seeing some of those delays on the tri-state roads.
We do not like problems, but we have from the Bill Spry collection of music, the Cause. We got the Cause. My best friend's girl. You're the kind of guy, probably, wouldn't you, Garrett, that would mess around with your best friend's girlfriend?
Absolutely not.
Most men would. Class X Radio. Never trust your woman around your buddy. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Denise, give us a traffic report, please.
Well, we're still dealing with problems out there. The accident on 275 heading westbound right around Ward's Corner. That still has you backed up. It's backed up now to Milford Parkway, which is a little bit better than it was earlier, up to about a 30-minute delay. That's better than 45 to 50 minutes. The right and center lanes are still blocked. There's also an accident on 74 right around the Harrison-Rybold exit. Ronald Reagan right around Galbraith, so watch for that. And southbound 71 around 123, so right there at Lebanon, so watch for that as well.
All right, we appreciate that. I got some news to report from our listeners. I do this every once in a while because I like the feedback. My friends and I feel, this is from Bulldog Nation member Nancy, my friends and I feel it is time to start to undo all the crap Mr. O has shoved down our throats. On Wednesday, I wore a black armband signifying the death of America as we know it due to the 11/6/12 fiasco. I feel we need to unite and use these 4 years not to bitch and moan and complain about the loss, but to strengthen those of us who knew and know Mr. O is trying to overthrow our government. I'm going to tell you something. If he doesn't go along with any kind of fiscal cliff plan, we'll know that was the case. Bulldog Nation member Robert, what if the Red Chinese decide to take over Taiwan, forcibly or otherwise? The Taiwan government requests help. They tell us if we provide the help, they will call our debt with them. Same scenario on the Korean Peninsula. What result, President Obama? Meanwhile, we have a fraction of our industrial base. We are $16 trillion in debt. Due to the war on coal, we have periodic brownouts. And now the debt is about to be called.
We haven't talked at all about all these people that are wanting to secede from the United States.
Yes, we have. We talked about it. But the problem is it's not going to happen. It's just individual
people. Of course not.
People.
It's just ridiculous. But
yesterday, William missed National Pizza Day. Here I am, one of the owners of Snappy Tomato Pizza, and we missed yesterday was National Pizza Day. Thank you, Bulldog Mike, for telling me that. And also, Carly Simon, You're So Vain is a rock song because Mick Jagger sings the backup vocals. So there you have it.
Man, it was National Pizza Day. I should have stopped into Snappy where you guys, I think we're giving away a free pizza to everybody.
Bulldog Nation member Cliff, count on my wife and I to work on your campaign, and we'll recruit more. Reading your newsletter always enlightens me, but today's got my spirits back up and recharged me after Tuesday. God bless. Bulldog Nation member Martin, this got around to me very well done. I have to say myself and all my friends agree with your summation about the election. You put it very well how we all feel and see it going forward is very bleak and disheartening. God save us all. So there's a little feedback from Bulldog Nation. Evelyn, you said something funny about my daily newsletter, that there's so much great information in it and everything else that you read it in parts over the course of a day. Is that correct?
Yes. Sometimes it takes me 3 different times that I come back to read.
You don't need to buy magazines or newspapers with my newsletter, do you?
Nothing. Just your newsletter.
All we have to do is add pictures of sexy young girls, and we'll have Maxim Magazine beat. With clothes on, by the way. The latest, and I've been waiting for this because the FBI, see, this cracks me up. The FBI says, well, when they realized that there wasn't any security breaches or nothing, well, ABC News now is reporting Petraeus could face charges. I'm going to tell you something. There's a code of conduct in the military, and not only is there a code of conduct in the military, it can't be that the head of the CIA has Paula Broadwell accessing his freaking emails. I mean, I can't believe that.
Right.
And there's other general and Jill Kelly. I mean, this is going to be messy. And you know what? This doesn't even, the Benghazi, the cover-up. I mean, this president is doomed. He's going to occupy that. Instead of having a president like Romney, where we could have started solving our problems, Obama's going to keep the seat warm while he and his family get the vacation a little bit more on taxpayer dollars. Right, Evelyn?
Absolutely.
Garrett, you were dying to say something. You just want to agree with me?
Yeah.
Denise, you wanted to say something.
Did I?
See what I'm talking about, folks? Let's talk about...
I'm looking at traffic.
Let's talk about dating and girls.
Yeah, dating.
We're okay with that.
We
don't need to do it.
Go ahead, Evelyn. I want you to read your notes. She's handed it to me. You read. What's your notes there say, Evelyn?
Yeah. I'm just asking, why aren't we, our country, USA, up in arms over the loss of the ambassador and the other American citizens?
Incredible.
That they were there to protect the territory.
No retaliation. No, American soil. You're allowed to attack American soil now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. All those people that want something from our government, they just going to get the government. All the gays care about is marrying each other. All the poor blacks, Hispanics, whites, everybody else, they just want their government check. And let me tell you something else, Evan. You're proof of it. I'm for diversity. I'm for blacks. I'm for Asians. I'm for Hispanics in this country. Legal, otherwise, become productive citizens. You know what I say? Diversity is a good thing. You know what's a bad thing? Liberal, socialist diversity. You can have all your liberal, socialist diversity and stick it up your fanny. I don't like any freeloader, no matter what the hell their color is, purple, green, or otherwise. I'm one of the people pulling the wagon. I'm tired of pulling the wagon for all the freeloaders. I'll help pull the wagon for you because you're a productive citizen. You care about America. Those people who don't care about America, they can go straight to Hades.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is
Please do.
Yeah, we had one back in 1979 in the uprising in Nicaragua, okay? There was
I love the way you say Nicaragua.
Yeah.
I do too.
Say that again.
Nicaragua.
You got a great tongue roll. I love the tongue roll.
Go ahead, Evelyn.
Okay. One American newsman was killed by a policeman there, Somocista. And just that one person that was killed, one American newsman. And United States said to Somoza, you're on your own. And that was the fall of Somoza that day.
Well.
Because United States will not put up with having had that one man killed.
We shouldn't be putting up with any of it. No.
All I got to say is one day, all good Americans, hardworking Americans, will accompany me to the White House. When I run in 2016 or 2020, they will accompany me. You think that's a big enough hint to play the song, Garrett? Someday they will accompany me.
Oh, the accompany thing. Yeah. I've never heard the song.
My God. On Class X Radio. Eric Deters, the Bulldog on Class X Radio. Denise, how about a final traffic report?
Goodness, it has been the craziest morning. The accident in the right and center lanes, westbound 275, still there at Ward's Corner, still has you backed up. Now, it is improving. You're backed up from right around US 50, so heading in that northbound direction. And another accident, and there's fuel leaking on the roadway on Montgomery Road, just north of 275. The right lane is closed on the ramp from northbound 71 to westbound 275. An accident on 74 right at Harrison-Rybolt, so watch for that. Southbound 71 at at Ohio 123. Ronald Reagan, you've got the shoulder blocked. Right at Galbraith. Erie at Marburg. William Howard Taft west of Gilbert. And the final accident, Elberon at Bassett. So plenty. We've had some really bad traffic issues this morning.
All right. I forgot to even do the old promotions yesterday, but I want to do it right now. We are on Class X Radio every morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 88.9 in Cincinnati and 89.1 FM in Northern Kentucky and Indiana. That's one click of the dial up or one click of the dial down. You can also listen to us on ClassXRadio.com live video simulcast. We also have a podcast. In addition to that, there is an app for Class X Radio, as well as you can also listen to it on live TuneIn Radio. In addition, you can also listen to the broadcast, simulcast, and the podcast on the BulldogsNation.com, as well as we put it up on my Facebook page. Class X Radio has a Facebook page that you can check out, as well as their website, ClassXRadio.com. And yours truly, the Bulldog. Of course, my Twitter name is Bull Law, 3 L's. And also, we have Facebook sites all over the place. In addition to that, if you want information about my law practice, you can go to ericdeters.com. And my personal cell phone is 859-250-2527. Program that, 859-250-2527. You can text and call me 24/7, 365 for ideas of the show or whatever else you need. In addition, you can email me at eric@ericdeters.com for the same purpose. It will come to my iPhone. So there you have it. Evelyn, if you could say one thing to a nominee for President of the United States running on the Republican Party, what would it be as an Hispanic American? Nothing? You can't think of anything? It's hard to just say. You just say you can't think of anything. You can't think of it. I didn't think that was that hard of a question. If you could say one thing to your neighbor whose dog keeps peeing in your yard, what would you tell him in Spanish?
Never mind. What I would like to say is that we need to do something about the illegal immigration status. Something needs to be done about that.
Mm-hmm.
What
would you suggest? Do you have any suggestions, or you would just leave it to me to solve in 2016? You are going to. Will you promise to be the head of Bulldogs Hispanic voters in 2016?
Absolutely.
Because I've decided I'm going to move it up from 2020 to 2016 for this reason. It's going to be an open seat, and Hillary's going to get the Democratic nomination, and I think I'm the only one that can take down Hillary. So I got to move it up.
There you go. Yeah. She was saying earlier, though, you were talking to me about how you couldn't believe that we didn't have more citizens to vote Romney in there. I mean, as far as American-loving citizens, I think is how you put it. So.
Right. I mean, I can't understand that we lost the elections. Something is not right there.
Well, there's 56 precincts in Philadelphia that Romney didn't get a vote.
Well, but there
That's messed up.
That is messed up.
Yeah, that just really.
And you know another thing about this early election when they talk about 30 days to vote, which is so ridiculous. Do you know that all it does is gives them time to truck them to the polls, baby? Truck them to the polls. Mm-hmm. And the Republicans downplayed that like, oh, yeah, these are just people already voting. No, they weren't. They had 30 days to drive around communities and, hey, you haven't voted yet? Come on, we got to get you down there to vote. The old voter turnout. But that's the facts of life.
Yeah, we'll give you phones. We'll give you whatever you need. Give me the vote.
Denise, do you think you and Jason, your preliminary thoughts?
I don't know. He sent me a couple messages so far, but he's just kind of talked about kids' books, so we'll see.
All right. Maybe you should
quit talking about kids' books, Jason.
It's not.
No, you always start like that. See, you're a young person. What do you got young people call it? Hooking up. It's all about hooking up instead of a meaningful relationship. At the bar later. A meaningful relationship.
I don't know. How long's he been single?
Home.
Huh?
How long's he been single?
How long you been single?
Long time.
Long enough.
Time. He's been a long time. Doesn't being single suck?
It does.
I would think it would suck.
No,
especially when
I admit,
You've never had it the other way around, though.
I admit, I'm a codependent. I'm a codependent, man. If I got divorced, I'd be married like in a month. I'd look around. All right, who wants me next, man? I got to get married.
That's a guy thing.
I could not live the single life. It ain't for me.
Oh, God, I love this. You don't have any tie downs, nothing else to do but just.
Well, that's true. You don't have to answer to anybody.
What? Sundays are the worst when you're, Sunday.
No, they're the best. All I do is watch football.
Late afternoon, early. You can watch football with a wife.
No, you can't.
I do.
No. How come my dad
yes, I do. But it's like the most melancholy time. Like it. I would really hate to be single on Sundays.
I don't know. My Sunday was pretty good single.
Suck down a few beers.
I got an alcohol problem with the crew on my show here.
No, you don't. We enjoy our alcohol. There's no problem.
They're luscious.
Big old
right?
lush.
You don't.
Well,
I
Denise
enjoy
is
it.
a full-blown alcoholic. I just appreciate, a good beer every now and again.
Just every now and then?
Every hour.
This is funny. At the election night party last Tuesday at my godfather's, he fixed me a screwdriver. 1 part orange juice, 99% part vodka. I'm like, holy cow, man! I'm drinking this straight.
That's
just
funny.
Enough to make it yellow.
Wait a minute.
People know that I don't drink, so everybody tries to get me drunk.
The one shot of orange juice. Huh?
I want to get back to the.
Hurry up, we got to cut up.
The
Final
Hispanic.
comment.
Yes, I just wanted to say that we benefit from Hispanics who have stores and restaurants, and there is a lot of things that we have from them that we benefit from.
And the way you talk, I love it. When we come back tomorrow, we'll have more Radio Superbity, and we'll see what other kind of smutty things have come out on the Petraeus ordeal. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours. Back tomorrow, Class X Radio. Listen to it all the time.